So, few profound things he said. So, is there a difference between a Jew and a Hebrew Israelite?
Uh, we're the real Jews. We are the Jews. Let me show you.
So Romans 11, where Paul talks about himself. 11 and 1. The book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 1. I say then, hath God cast away his people? God forbid. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. So Paul was an Israelite, right? Of the tribe of Benjamin. Now when you go to Acts 21, watch this, verse 37. Yes. Go ahead, watch this. The book of Acts, chapter 21 and verse 37. And as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, May I speak unto thee? Who said, Canst thou speak Greek?
So the chief captain says to Paul, can you speak Greek? Paul was very well educated. Watch this.
Art not thou that Egyptian?
See what he thought Paul was? Egyptian. The ancient Egyptians were black. Blackety black, black, black. So he thought Paul was an Egyptian. Read that again.
Art not thou that Egyptian, which before these days madest an uproar and leddest out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers?
Watch what Paul says.
But Paul said, I am a man which am a Jew.
Paul said, I'm a Jew. So it's telling you two things. Paul was a Jew and he was black. It's telling you right there.
That's Acts 21, 37?
37 down to 39. Yes. So he's telling you he's a Jew. So in the Bible, the Jews are black, the Israelites are black. But today, in this modern society, what they've done is say, oh, no, Jews are Jewish people and they're European. You guys, you Hebrew Israelites, and they always put the word black. They'll say, you're black Hebrew Israelites. They're trying to say that we're not the real deal of the book. Like during the time of the 60s, during the time of Malcolm X. They didn't call them Muslims. They called them black Muslims.
Black Muslims have sometimes, whether you have or not, and I think probably you have sometimes, it seemed to me, been preaching hate to meet hate.
I don't advocate any kind of hate.
But there's a lot of talk that sounds very much like it.
No, I think that the guilt complex of the American white man is so profound until when you begin to analyze the real condition of the black man in America, instead of the American white man eliminating the causes that create that condition, he tries to cover it up by accusing his accusers of teaching hate. But actually, they're just exposing him for being responsible for what exists.
Trying to say, oh, you guys are not the real Muslims. You're fake ones, so you're the black ones. That's the white man always does that. He always does that. And he's Esau, by the way. Esau, Edom. That's what they are.
That's what they are.
Yes, all Europeans are Edomites. They descend from Esau.
Jacob's brother.
Yes, Jacob's brother, the people that God hates.
He said something interesting, and I was in respect of the interview, so it wasn't like I was there to challenge him or, go. I wanted him to freely express what he wanted to say. I didn't want him to feel, type of way. And just to get him to call us ridiculous, because I know you caught that when you said, like we kind of find out ridiculous. And I'm like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I didn't want to, ruffle the feathers too much, but there was things he said that I immediately knew that it's not adding up, but I'm gonna let you talk. So he said that Moses married a black woman, and he said that she was black, and I guess he based that off of because she was Egyptian.
Ethiopian.
Yeah, all right, so he messed up there. He said Egyptian, but she was Ethiopian. Yes. Oh, okay.
Sure, get Numbers 12. Let me show you.
He made a mistake like that?
Yeah. The scripture say prove all things.
Numbers 12 and 1. The book of Numbers, chapter 12 and verse 1. And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married.
See that? She was Ethiopian. Now, it wasn't because of her color. It was because she was not an Israelite. Miriam and Aaron spoke against her. Now, in the same chapter, we're in Numbers chapter 12, when you jump down to verse 10, God gets mad at Miriam for speaking against Moses. And watch what happens.
Verse 10. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous.
It says she became white as snow. So how did she become white as snow if she was already white? She wasn't a white woman. Miriam was a black woman. Miriam was black, Moses is black, Aaron's black, and then Moses' wife was black also. It's just she was a different race of black. That was the issue.
So my thing that I was thinking when he said that was, so he identifies obviously Egyptians with being black. You know?
Yes.
So this was the only catch to that. If you're identifying the Egyptians as being black, how was Moses raised as Pharaoh's grandson? You know, if he's not black.
Right.
Even let's go further. How did Jesus' parents go into Egypt to hide
Right.
if they wasn't the same complexion of the people that was there?
Correct. Exactly. Exactly. There's a lot of holes in there. That's stuff they teach. But no, if you challenge them, they'll cancel you. They have a website called the Canary Mission, where if you criticize the land of the state of Israel, they will blackball you and get you terminated from your employment. They will get you kicked out of school, universities. If you go and look at Canary Mission, it's a whole website dedicated to people that have criticized Israel and they've gotten them terminated, fired, and or kicked out of school. That's what they do. They are an evil race of people. I tell you, ask Nick Cannon. Why do you think Nick Cannon had to kiss them behind and apologize? Everybody apologized to them because they don't want to get fired, because they run the world. Get mad if you want. I'm just telling you the truth.
So he explained, every time he spoke of us being part of Judaism, he explained it as if we are converts. You know, is any elaboration on that? Because he even spoke about the Ethiopian Jews, and he spoke about, you know, the Jews here in America that are black, and every time he said they converts.
Right. Well, regarding that, when you say, or any of us say that we are the real Jews, like Ye said, our brother Ye said, they call that anti-Semitic. Because for us to say that we're the Jews, and we can prove it in the Bible, they feel it's hatred against them. Our people from Ethiopia who are in Israel, and you have our people from America in Dimona, Israel, who are there, they have a clause, in order to be in the land, you have to support the Israeli army and help fight and murder Palestinians. And this is why if you look up like Ethiopians, their view towards the war in Gaza today, they're in favor for it, because if they say they're not in favor of the war in Gaza and they're living in the land, they get kicked out. And they got to go back to their impoverished country over there in Ethiopia. And they don't want to go back. Just like our people in Dimona who went there in the 60s. They have to fight in the Israeli army, support Israel, cannot speak against Israel at all publicly, cannot speak against them, or else they get boop out the land. That's what happens. So these people, we got to be very, very mindful. See, I have nothing to lose, so I'm just tell you straight. we know the time of martyrdom is coming. Okay, Judaism has many sects, including three main branches. You got the Orthodox Jews, Reform, Conservative. I had to write it down. You mentioned the Hasidim, which is the Lubavitch group. The Lubavitch, remember you asked about, is there any kind of a Messiah? And it was funny because you asked them about, I forget, Schneerson. I forgot this guy, what's his name? Oh, Menachem Mendel Schneerson. Died in 1994. They saw him as the Messiah. That's the Lubavitch group of them. And they said, he's coming back to save us. They know the scriptures talk about a Messiah, but they will twist it for their benefit and not accept Christ at all. No black man's coming. They already know what that means.
Absolutely, and I did ask him about that because I for apparently the last 20 years, when every year they thing in Brooklyn, you know, that's me that protect them there. I protect them, and I watch, I watch, so I know about it. So that's why I asked him, what about this guy? He would have denied that too, you know. But anti-Semitic, what does that mean?
It means to be against the people of Shem. Anti means against, Shem means Shemite. Shem had many, when you read First Chronicles, chapter 1, I believe it is. Let me look. First Chronicles 24.
Yes, sir. Verse 24. Shem, Arphaxad, Shelah,
These are all Shem's descendants. Go ahead.
Eber, Peleg, Reu, Serug, Nahor, Terah, Abram. The same is Abraham.
Go ahead.
The sons of Abraham, Isaac and Ishmael. These are their generations, the firstborn of Ishmael.
Now, Ishmael gives a lot of sons. Jump down to 34.
Verse 34. And Abraham begot Isaac, the son of Isaac, Esau, and Israel.
So there are so many nations mentioned here that come from Shem. But these people say, which come from Esau, they say they're the only Shemites. They call it Sem. They say, we're the only Semites. That's a lie. The Bible gives you listings of nations, and they rejected it. And they know most Christians don't really study the scriptures. So they could just say anything. CNN, NBC, BBC, NBC, nobody but Caucasian, CNN, Caucasian News Network. They say whatever they want. T.D. Jakes will never challenge them. Creflo. There's no black Jamal Bryant. There's no black representative in the news that will ever challenge what they say, because they're all getting paid under the table to don't say nothing. So people like me, they'll say blackball them. Don't ever put them on the news, because they'll blow our whole spot up. Okay, because we'll go to the scriptures. No, look at all these Shemitic nations. You're not the hey Moshe or Shmuley. You're not the only Shemite. Stop the lies. They don't want to hear that.
So they are of the Shemites?
Yeah, they come from Esau.
Oh, gotcha. So Esau is a part of.
Yes, Esau's a part of Shem's descendants. Yes, there's a lot. Ishmael, which is the Arabs, Moab and Ammon, which are the Chinese and Japanese, and us, Israel. We are Shemites.
That would be impossible for us to be anti-Semitic. Because
Correct. Could never be anti. Right.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. And finally, my brethren, be strong.